Took a lot of patience, but I finally captured a Wee Beastie. And it does bite. Let's do this. Hi, welcome to Whisky Riffs. I'm Kevin, and today we're going to explore a brand new expression from Ardbeg, Wee Beastie. Now this is a great name for this whiskey. It describes perfectly what you're going to get. At only 5 years old, it is a wee young Scotch, but because it's Islay, because it's smoky, because it's Ardbeg, it is a peaty beast. Now, I love Ardbeg. In fact, I started this YouTube channel by reviewing Ardbeg Uigeadail, one of my favorite expressions from this distillery. And when I heard that months ago they were coming out with a new expression, and they leaked a little bit of information here and there, and they said, it's going to be a young whiskey, and we're going to call it Wee Beastie. I was just all in. I'm like, yes, young, aggressive, Ardbeg. In fact, I was so all in that I zealously tracked this and looked for it and pinged. Had they announced it yet? I was tracking this like a Star Wars fan tracks the release of a new movie. The difference is I didn't hate on this whiskey when I finally did get to experience it.
Oh no, you didn't!
This is a non-chill filtered, peated Islay single malt Scotch whiskey, and it's bottled at 47.4% or 94.8 proof, and it is what they say, a monster of a dram. It's only 5 years old, and they sell it for around $50. Distribution should be pretty good. It's Ardbeg. They have a wide net that they throw their whiskeys out with. The Ardbeg 10, which is their entry, their classic, here's what Ardbeg tastes like whiskey, is also around the same price. So why pay $50 for a 5-year when I can get a 10-year for $50? Well, it goes back to the whole age doesn't really matter. I mean, it makes the flavors different, but a 5-year is just a different experience than a 10-year. It's not a better or worse one. What I like, the flavors that I look for in whiskey, may not be the flavors you look for in whiskey. What I think is a fantastic whiskey may be something you say, how the hell are you drinking that thing? And it's similar to when I reviewed the Lagavulin 16 versus the 8, which I'll put a link to in my description. Those two whiskeys were very different, but very much the same. And I found things to love about the 8-year and things to love about the 16-year, and I want to have them both in my collection. It's not like the 16 is so much better in every way. A younger whiskey is going to show off more of the formative process of whiskey. It's going to show off more of the wood in progress as it gets to the older age. So you'll find things, shininess, spikiness, things that aren't going to be there if you wait 15 years or 20 years for a whiskey. And that's a good thing. We want differences. We want variety. We don't want everything to taste the same. Change is good. Difference is good. Celebrate our differences. Celebrate that a 5-year can be delicious and a 10-year can be delicious. And a 20-year can be delicious. And a 58-year-old can be still vital and worthwhile in this world. And you know, has stuff to offer. That's way off topic. Back to the whiskey. Let's go ahead and try this out. Let's explore what differences are good about this Ardbeg versus other Ardbegs that I've tasted. When you first look at this, you're going to say, wow, that is a really light color. That is a young whiskey. And for Scotch, yes. Bourbon, no. As we've talked about before, Scotland has much cooler climates, much less of a temperature range than you'll get in places like Kentucky or Texas, where a higher range of temperatures from cold to hot causes the whiskey to be pulled in and out of the grains of the wood on a cask, where in Scotland, because you're not getting those dramatic temperatures, you're also not getting dramatic colors. It takes a long time for a Scotch to turn into a different color. And there's no second casking on this. You don't get a sherry color. You don't get any of the port finish colors or anything else that might affect it. On the nose, right away, I can tell it's Ardbeg. They have a very unique brine and smokiness. They have their distinctive flavors. There's a little bit of a tar, a pine tar to this, and a hint of sweetness, closer to a vanilla, but it's not a dominant influence at all. I get the brine and I get the smoke more up front. Wow. This is Ardbeg peatiness, Ardbeg smoke. It's that campfire smoke. On the finish, I'm getting the dark chocolate, but right up front, I got sweetness, and I got salted or smoked bacon, pepper on the spice. I love the smokiness of Ardbeg. I don't know what they do that's different. It's amazing how subtle different peated whiskeys are. Even on Islay, which you would think they're all within a stone's throw of each other. They should all taste very similar. But I definitely can tell the difference between an Ardbeg smoke and a Laphroaig smoke and a Lagavulin smoke. They're unique, and that's so cool. I think Ardbeg overall tends to have the most uniqueness, and I've tasted a lot of their expressions. But right away when I start tasting a whiskey, and I should probably do a blind tasting, because I think I can taste an Ardbeg over any of the other peated whiskeys. I think it stands out. It's very unique. It's very much their own. That finish is oily. You can tell there's that dark chocolate on the finish. You can tell this is a young whiskey. It's spiky. You'll feel it on the back of your throat. You feel it on the roof of your mouth. You get those little spikes in there. Feels like the wood is drawing a little bit of moisture, but it's fairly complex for a 5-year. I don't find this lacking at all in complexity. Let's add a little water. See if we can get something else to pop out. Now, it's not a very high proof, so we're not taking a cask strength down, but I think there are enough meaty parts of this, and it's definitely oily, because I could get the oil on the back of my throat, and it lingers. Like the taste is lingering still. The smoke on the nose after some water is if you've like you've splashed a little water, salt water on a campfire. It feels like it's dissipated a little bit, but it's still there. It's a little sweeter on the nose. I get more of the vanilla on the taste with the water, and more pepper. I get less of the burn. We took the alcohol content down a little bit, but there's definitely pepper there. I think it reduced the dark chocolate on the finish, which I kind of miss. I don't know if it's worth putting any more water in this. We'll give it a go. first time with this whiskey. May as well experiment as much as possible. Flex its legs, see what we have. I'm getting a little bit of a vanilla citrus note now in the nose with adding the actually 4 milliliters of water. Taste holds up. You can't kill this easily with water. I'm really impressed with what they've done with the 5-year. As I said, I've always been a fan of Ardbeg, and I love that they're a little playful with their naming, with their expressions, and I love that they have this distinctive Ardbeg flavor and profile. In fact, if you'd like me to do a comparison video of Islay whiskies, let me know in the comments. Ardbeg is one of those distilleries like Laphroaig where people tend to love them or hate them. I rarely hear anybody's on the fence with one of these style whiskeys. The medicinal flavors, the iodine is more in the Laphroaig Park, and over in Ardbeg it's more of that campfire smokiness and brine. So you find these camps of people that say Laphroaig is the real Islay whiskey, and Ardbeg is the real Islay whiskey, and they'll fight each other for it. I love them all. I love all the Islay whiskeys, and I'm thrilled that I was able to get their 5-year so quickly. I definitely will order this again. I'm going to keep this in stock, and as I do with so many of the other Ardbeg expressions, they become regulars in my rotation. So if you enjoy Ardbeg, this is definitely worth checking out, especially if you like the Ardbeg 10 or any of the expressions like Corvrecken. That's, I think, similar to this in a lot of ways because it gives you that spikiness that's not found in some of their tamer expressions like the Ugidal, which has a finish on it that kind of takes the edge off of their whiskeys. As we continue to navigate our way through this pandemic, please remember to be kind, take care of yourself, and share the love. We need all the good we can get. Until next episode, cheers.